Snipers, you have to see what's happening to the Bitcoin price this Friday with a candle low of 51,680. Bitcoin is testing its 20-week moving average for the first time. That also has held Bitcoin here in the September range when we tested this 20-week moving average, and it started with the July move to the upside when Bitcoin initially saw that bottom at 29,000, and we've never failed to hold this support level. You can see we tested it twice in the past, and this is going to be the third test. We do have that potential that we could see Bitcoin move back up, and this could be the worst of this downside. The total cryptocurrency market cap chart, notice here how it's yet to test its 20-week moving average. So the big question right now is this all we're going to be seeing in terms of downside for this move? Is this support level going to hold for Bitcoin? Well, we can start on the 6-hour time frame to clean up the mess that has happened here today on Friday, of course, heading into the weekend where the markets are the most manipulated due to CME futures being closed. Notice how we've yet to see any buy candles with volume to equate to the amount of sell pressure that we've been seeing, which means institutions are driving the price right now. And so far, we've only seen sell pressure. We want to start seeing some 6-hour buy volume equate to this amount of sell pressure to assume a short-term bottom for Bitcoin. That could come on a move to the downside, or it could even come on a move to the upside with a breakout of a major resistance like 58,300. But you can see we've never crossed back above 58,300 since we've been monitoring it, and that led to Bitcoin slipping today to test this market structural support, with the S&P 500 also coming below its 50-day moving average. We go into the 3-hour chart. Are we seeing any signs of volume? Not just yet. When it comes to buy volume, we saw a large spike of sell pressure because the institutions, of course, knew this was a major support for Bitcoin. And we did see an increase of buy volume. We saw more buy volume than we saw for the last 24 hours. And that's why I've kept drilling the $49,700 level as a major support where we could potentially start finding some volume. And I think that that could be an area that Bitcoin could potentially bottom out if we see that 6-hour volume confirmation. But if we don't see that 6-hour volume confirmation, then the next major support here, when there's a lot of confluence, is going to be this 200-day moving average as market structural support and the $44,800 level. So that would be the worst case of downside, because we cannot ignore the fact that we're below this 100-day moving average for Bitcoin. And you can see here with the total cryptocurrency market cap, a puzzle piece to just note here is we're also starting to test this 100-day moving average for a second time. And on the weekly, we've yet to test the 20-week moving average. So if Bitcoin is testing the 20-week moving average, could we at least expect the total market to test this 20-week moving average? Well, if that's the case, there could be a little bit more downside here, but not too much, with 2.259 trillion as a major support and current market cap at 2.45 trillion. It won't be that much downside if that was the case. The Ethereum to Bitcoin chart, notice here on the daily, because we saw this breakout from the symmetrical triangle, it's holding up stronger than Bitcoin right now. We're going to continue to monitor this, but if we maintain that support and we stay above 74,000 Satoshis, Ethereum could certainly be the stronger asset in the short and medium term. And then when we look at what's happening to the DXY, altcoins outside Ethereum are not really moving. Bitcoin dominance is not really moving. The DXY staying above this major resistance of 95.885, signaling that it wants to stay strong right now, and that's causing the S&P 500 to come and slip back below this 50-day moving average. And then when we look at the gold to Bitcoin chart, notice that we're coming above this 50-day moving average. I wouldn't say with complete decisiveness, but we are above it. That was what first initially slowed Bitcoin down in April into May, and this is a huge puzzle piece that we want to monitor. If we get back below it, that would be huge, but so far we're above it. Now what we want to watch is this 20-week moving average, which isn't too far away here. If we get above that, that would be a more decisive confirmation for the gold to Bitcoin chart, potentially of a double bottomed here, signaling that there could be some weakness with Bitcoin in the short term. In the long term, of course, we're extremely bullish, and even if we came down to test this 200-day moving average, that would still be a very bullish correction for Bitcoin to continue further into new all-time highs. So as we all know, because 58,300 was not able to hold, 49,700 was certainly on the table, and now you can see we're seeing some further downside. Now we're testing the first major support level in this range. Let's see if we find buyers. If we don't, 49,700 as the first case scenario, and the worst case scenario could be 44,800 to test that 200-day moving average. And we'll have to continue to monitor Bitcoin's price. If we get back towards 58,300, that's all we need to do to see some further upside for Bitcoin, because that's the major resistance right now. And With that, thank you all for tuning in to our Friday video. It's going to be a very interesting weekend. I'm expecting a lot of volatility, and we'll continue to monitor the markets as we always do. And I couldn't do this without you. Let's hit 100 likes on this YouTube video. We've hit it on every video so far. And with that, thank you all for tuning in today. I'll see you on the weekend. Snipers.